But wait, there's more. Ryan Garcia passes a lie detector test about failed test. So he took a test about a failed test. I guess in this video, that's what I want to break down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I actually already made a video about this. Check that out. However, some of you left a comment and you were telling me that I needed to watch the full-on segment because I only covered one question from the lie detector test, and he was actually being asked more questions about this. So I had to do the follow-up video. I had to do it, man. And we'll start from here. So in the first video, he was being asked about his fight with Devin Haney. Did you cheat during the fight? To which he said no. And allegedly the guy's like, all right, he passed. He's telling the truth. But here, peep this. Roll the clip.
Heavy, it's like, fuck.
Have you ever taken steroids?
No.
True.
Damn. So what's all these accusations? Have you, bro? I don't know what happened.
Oh, did you intentionally take Ostrich?
No.
True.
You done Austrian before?
That's what they call me for, supposedly. But it was a billionth of a gram.
Yeah.
It could have came from anything.
What is Austrian?
It's a type of SARM or whatever type of steroid that is banned.
Damn.
It's in health food.
It's in everything, bro. It's crazy.
You got disqualified for that?
I got banned from boxing for a year. Yeah, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me because I had
a random pick out and then they just.
So I was tested for like 4 months straight. By VADA, I passed everything, and then I guess the test that I did the day before the fight, and then after I tested positive for Austrian.
Ask me a question.
Which I still don't get.
That must have been hard on you.
Oh, it was one of the hardest things. I actually really I got depressed for a little bit. Not gonna
lie. Oh, man. I mean, I guess, whatever. This generation is chopped. Let me just start by saying that. You got this streamer, whoever this streamer is, and he's like, chat, ask me questions. Chat, ask me questions. And I've talked about this numerous of times, right? Where these boxers, they trying to be slick, yo. They trying to be slick. And I studied, and I mentioned this to y'all before. Here's what they do. You'll get boxers like Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, also previously Terrence Crawford. And many of them have outright, especially Crawford and Shakur, they'll publicly state that these YouTubers don't know what they're talking about. Why would y'all listen to them? And they clearly have some kind of disdain for boxing media. Constantly talking about how the fans and YouTube don't know what they're talking about, etc. Only to then go to these media imprints, streams, and podcasts with people who know absolutely nothing about the sport of boxing, but they have reach or viewership, right? So I find that funny, and I'm going to keep exposing that. Again, talk bad about YouTubers who cover boxing on a daily, boxing media who writes up, and deadline writers, and all these guys don't know what they're talking about. But then they'll do these like specials, like Ryan doing a lie detector test with people who know nothing about boxing at all. Like the dude was like, chat, give me some questions. This generation is chopped, bro. They can't even do a simple interview and a live stream. They have to rely and kick it back to their audience because there are people in the audience who are probably diehard boxing fans, and they don't know enough about the sport of boxing to keep the conversation flowing. So they have to rely on the audience. Like, I don't know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, but if I did a live stream was someone who was all about Dungeons and Dragons, and I go to my audience and I'm like, ask me some questions. There's probably going to be people, it's the internet. You got people from all around, different age groups, different genders, blah, blah, blah. So there'll probably be someone who knows something to ask about Dungeons and Dragons, or a show I never watched. Not because anything particular, I just never got around to watching it. Game of Thrones. I don't know nothing about that show. Never watched it. Never seen an episode of the show, right? But again, if I'm talking to someone from Game of Thrones and I don't know enough, I could rely on my chat and be like, hey, ask me some questions. What do I ask them? You know what I mean? So these boxers, they think they're sneaky because that's their formula. It's very formulaic, where you'll diss the boxing media and boxing YouTubers only to go to people who know less about boxing, because it ensures that you get asked softball questions. How can anyone ask you tough questions if they don't know enough about the subject matter to begin with, right? Like Shakur just did an interview with the podcast that is not boxing focused, right? So when he's saying, oh man, the rehydration clause, and here's why it was a problem with Gervonta Davis, the people can't challenge it. So you just get softball questions, and whatever like research they've done. But again, if these boxers were in a room with actual the follow-up could be a lot harder. That's why you're seeing some people gravitate away from that. Now, I've already made a video about the Ryan Garcia. This means nothing. Some people are in the comment, yeah, this proves this innocent. It don't prove nothing. I've already went over that. There's people who have passed lie detector tests only to find out that whatever they passed, they were guilty of, even though they said they didn't do it. Later evidence shows that they were in fact guilty. So passing a lie detector test proves nothing, even with the additional questions like, did you ever do steroids? Did you ever take Ostarine? Because one thing I noticed is either Ryan Garcia is very calm and he knows how to pass the test or whatever, or I don't know, because I don't know. I don't want to put smut, and I gotta tread lightly, because people, they'll come with defamation. But the bottom line is, I don't even know who the lie detector test administrator is. I don't even know who. I've seen the dude do lie detectors for, I think, Logan Paul and stuff like that. But who is he? How do we know if you're like reading the test right and stuff like that? Because when I seen people do polygraph, it got the little lines and stuff showing their heart rate and if it jumps and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not going to put smut on the dude's name because I don't really even know who he is. But he just keeps saying Ryan passed all these questions. Either way, like I said in the initial video, if what I'm saying is untrue, then they should change it, because this proves Ryan's innocence. That's what y'all telling me, right? So they should change the no contest, no decision. But again, they won't. This is all for show, and it means nothing. You can, I didn't do it. I mean, you can ask me what my middle name is, and I'll say Samuel. That's not my middle name, though. You see how easy that was? What's your middle name? Samuel. My middle name ain't no more Samuel. Samuel L. Jackson looking ass. That's right, you can't kill me. You know what I mean? Like, people can lie, say whatever. It proves nothing. The only way to rectify the situation in its entirety is to run the rematch and don't fail a test, don't miss weight. Both guys at their best fight each other in this new weight class and see who's victorious. You could do 1 million lie detectors. You can pass all the lie detectors and whatever. That don't prove nothing. So there it is. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.